Welcome everyone tonight to the Core Racing Network. Sorry for some PC delays, but not quite sure what happened. Tonight we're coming at you from week 2. This is Autodrome Nacional Monza, the Temple of Speed here in Italy, home of the tifosi. So let's pull this up here. Looks like we got Dave Tilford here. Running in, what was that, 9th? Not quite sure. So we missed a little bit. Let's check in here. There we go. For your GT3s, looks like Dominique Ford is in the lead here. So let's see a little bit of... Unfortunately, we're not going to get any of the pit stop stuff. Well, okay, so some of these guys have started to do some pit stops. So we'll have to check back that in here in a few laps. As you can see, yep, Kevin here on lap 14. We've got a little more than halfway to go for this one, so looking like all these audio levels are doing just about good. Let's look at some close battles here on track. Got a couple here as the Brandon Masajewski. I'm sorry, again, I'm just going to go with Brandon for the rest of the time here. Is trying to run down Abi Visuvasam, running in 3rd in GTP. So it's a good showing there by Abi. Some of this right, looks like SDK is actually reporting everything here correctly tonight, so that much is good. So that's fixed a few little problems we were having from last week. Looks like we got a total of 35 guys in here tonight. Showing some are already in the pits and maybe had some issues early on. So we may wind up having to try to rebroadcast the first little bit of this after the fact. But we'll keep you live for the last half of the race here at least. But yeah, right now that's one of your closest battles here on track. And then over here in GT3, you can see Nathan Sides. Dave Tilford, Nathan Sides, Nick Nickerson, and Kevin Peak all right in here together. So, if you look at the front banners here on these windshields, you can see which one of these drivers in GT3 is in gold and not. There are a few drivers who have joined late that I believe Parks did not get a chance to get them quite set up yet. So, that would be the Porsche there of Nathan Sides. I'll have to see. I believe he is going to be in the red division, which would be the rookies, because he would not yet have been assigned a class. So, stream stays the same. Cool. It looks like. I'm not quite sure what's going on with YouTube. It's telling me the stream status is poor, but I just took a look at it. It's perfectly fine to me. As you can see right here, Nathan is in between. He has Nick Nickerson pushing on the back of him. So you got the little Porsche convoy following the Ferrari. Looking over here, you're Jake Browder in the BMW. You don't see the BMW used that much anymore, but definitely Jake letting it stretch its legs here at the Temple of Speed for Monza tonight. As we check back through the field here, it looks like another close battle here between Michael Viglio and Taylor Schaefer there. So only about a second between those guys there, it looked like. Another one back here. Tim's Thompson trying to run down Derek Booker there in that Nyan Cat McLaren. So we got quite a few McLarens here tonight. Powell Casca in one along with CJ Conklin there. So, that is a nice paint job that looks like Powell did for the McLaren there. A little bit more updated. Doesn't have the graphics that look like they came back from some older Papyrus games. I got Sean Connors back here in the FedEx Merc. Let's see what other. Do they have anybody? Is anyone brave enough to run an Audi tonight? No. Now in the GTP field, it looks like we'll pull up the car logos here. As you can see, pretty much for your top 8 there, it's a solidly Porsche field. The only one, Sahaj Padiyar, was in the Acura, but it looks like he has not made it to the halfway point here so far. And this is being ridiculous, so we'll go back here to TV1. Check in with some of these other people here. Looks like Brandon did get around Aviva Suvasam. Nick and that Mystery Machine GTP there. So, looks like he is doing alright. No major damage that can be spotted. And this little blackish and white camo press release style paint job for Casey Catola. It looks like Carlos Ruiz Padilla. I didn't butcher that one too bad. Doing that nice kind of Porsche livery there. So quite fitting on that one as it goes around the Ferrari of, I believe that would be, I'll have to find them here because, like I said, we got 30 something names to look through. I believe that is that something up? Oh, that was Craig Potter, yes, in that red and white Ferrari. Craig, veteran with a few seasons of our GT series here. Leah Vittelin, that's a new name I do not remember from last week, so may have been one of the ones that was down in the second split, or just did not make it very far in last week. So, check back here, this battle between Dave Tilford and Nick Nickerson. So it looks like Nick got around the BMW of Kevin Peak. So up front here in GT3, let's go through this little classes one by one. You have the BMW of Jake Browder here with a 11-second lead. Last lap, Jake, let's see, putting in a, let's see, let's do this so I can get what I'm looking at. Laptop history. Yep. So a 148.6 last lap for Jake. Tim Ponzi doing a 148.8. And then back here, the 149.7 is Alan Elmwood. So he's up 11 spots from his starting position. Nickerson getting around Dave Tilford there. Let's see if we can find that here in my... Just go back to the replay here. It's going to be coming down, I believe that is the front straight here. Nick going to kind of jump out there. And David going to let him take that one. Thinks about fighting back for it around the outside, but I guess decided discretion might be the better part of valor in that fight. Maybe David's going to be doing a little fuel saving. You never quite know. As we have a McLaren there in front. And as you can see, the little bit of fireballs there. Let's jump onto the tail here of Nick Nickerson. And you can see the hornet's nest he has following up behind him there. As in front of him, some clean air. Open tracks, that should be nice. Yeah, you can see the gap there between Allen and Nickerson on track. Just about the last straight away there. We're showing a crash here for Derek Booker. Coming down into turn 1. He's going to jump out and... oh! Not quite having enough room there for Tim. Probably a little bit late of a move there. Let's go back and look at that from the cockpit view here. Oh, not cockpit, sorry. We'll do roll bar view of Booker. Yeah, he didn't quite get it woed down enough before trying to be able to make the corner there. Let's see. So CJ Connerton getting around Sean Connors here. Let's see what. Looks like Connors maybe having to serve a slowdown, letting some of these other guys by. CJ lets Nickerson by there. And last lap, Nickerson putting in a 149.2, and Jake still in those 148s. Allen, though, last lap, putting in a 148.7. So the BMW and the Ferrari looking like they have some pace. Nickerson only one braving the Porsche into the 149s right here. Next one was Nathan Sides, who's running a 150. And then the rest of these guys back a little bit further into the 150, 152 range. And a little bit of a battle here between Tyler Bramble and Leo. So Leo running the Ferrari, Tyler in the AMG. Let's hop on board here. Watch. See if that AMG V8 power really makes a difference here as they come through Ascari. Coming up to the penultimate corner. See if we can see that gap at currently 0.7. And as the AMG gets on the throttle, looks like it's slowly pulling in that Ferrari. The grunt of that V8 just having a little bit more. Now as they get a little further on down the straightaway, it looks like that Ferrari might be able to pull away towards the top end. So it looks like Bramble will need to get into the draft to really make that work for him here. As we will see Dave Tilford trying to keep up with Nickerson ahead. These two only 0.6 apart. We have Kevin Peake back here. Alright, so let's check in on our student driver here, the other guy in a BMW, Theodore. So, he is running back in 13th position in GT3. We will pull up our points here so that you can see kind of who's where. Leading your overall in GT3 is Tim Ponzi, which means he's also the Gold Division leader. Jake Browder in second, Dave Tilford in third. In Silver Division, you got Craig Potter, Powell Casca, and Michael Viglio. There's your 1, 2, and 3. Bronze Division, you got Bramble leading Tim Thompson and John Crane. Currently looking like Bramble is ahead of Thompson. And looking for John Crane, he's a little bit further back as well. Let's see, so Ponzi is still ahead of Tilford. So no real changes in gold and silver. Potter ahead of Casca. Let's see, Potter is, ahead of Casca, so no real major changes there either. Ooh, Dominique Ford having to run wide there through Ascari. So it's one of those things. Looks like maybe he didn't get any damage. It looks like front end looks okay on Dominique's car there. Dominique with a 7-second lead over second place of Mason Smith. Back in third, you have Brandon, who's another 14 seconds back there. The Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine being another 6 seconds back. Beavis of Awesome not letting that Mystery Machine get away too far, only 1.7 back. So he's definitely staying in this fight. Sixth, it's Casey Catola. He's about 13 seconds back, and Carlos about a minute back, so he's one lap down now. Not sure if he caught some damage earlier or not. As you can see, he has the GT3 leader right behind him. Oh, there is a car stopped, trying to find. That is Sean Goodwin. Sean, that is not a good spot to be on the track there. So not quite. See what shows happen here. As Goodwin is coming into this. It looks like he goes for the brakes, and it just goes straight and stops. Goes to back up. Looks like the wheel is at a weird angle. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe some equipment malfunctions with Sean there, showing him jumping to the pits. So unfortunate for Sean after coming back to enjoy some time here with Core. I'm sure we are still live again. As Tilford has gotten around. Let's see this pass. Tilford getting around Nickerson here. Hold on. Did Nickerson let him by, or? Oh, Nickerson had a slow down. Ah, that's let a couple of them by there. As Nick going into the pits now. And that has put Dave Tilford up to 5th in GT3. Looking back through here, Bramble still on the back door of Leo. It's got that gap down to about 5/6 of a second. Kevin Peak is gotten ahead of Dave Tilford there. Let's see, who else do we have? Nobody else really close as far as on-track battles, and I realize I have left the points thing up. So sorry for that, y'all didn't see any of that. I have to remember that. So had some computer issues earlier, Windows wanting to reboot, taking almost 25 minutes to do that, so I do apologize. Showing Ponzi going off track here. Let's see what happened to Tim here. Looks like he put those tires just over the line a smidgen. Showing an off track here for Carlos. All right, let's see here what we got. Go back through here, see Nickerson after his little incident and going through the pits. He is maybe looking for some fresh tires, wondering if the Porsche. Let's see what our track temp is right now. Let's see. Where is my weather? Oh, there we go. Pull this up to show the. There we go. Helps to be on somebody who's actually on track there. Alright. And well, I guess SDK's track map is currently broken. Oh, showing a crash for Theodore here. Let's see what happened here. As Dom going around. Oh, touching the back of the GTP. That spun him out. Looks like he kept it off of the, oh, right in front of Tilford. Ooh, not the best rejoin there. That's just bad timing. Go back live here, check on Dave Tilford. Where is he? See how the front end looks on that Ferrari. The front end looks like he got away with that pretty well. We'll see if we can't find the... The front looks alright. Right front looks okay. I mean, I'm not seeing any damage for that Ferrari. So it looks like Tilford just getting lucky there. As you can see, Abi Visservassum taking one of his enjoyable things this time going around. Maybe he got some wheel damage though, having to come into the pits. I wonder if that's what set Nickerson in earlier. If he went through the runoff area and got some of those big sausage curbs. So let's see here. Is he going to take tires or any fuel, or is it just a fast repair and a back out? No, sitting there for a minute. But, yeah. Maybe needed a smidgen more fuel and take that fast repair. As Jake Browder, our leader earlier in GT3, is down in 4th. As Nickerson has made his way back up to 5th. How far is he behind Jake? About 21 seconds behind Jake Browder. So we have about 12 minutes left in this race here. Going to do our little love to hear it segment here for a minute and turn these cars up and y'all can enjoy the noises. All right, a little love to hear it segment. Some of these cars sounding quite good. Got to see some flames out of the McLaren of Powell Casca there. As you can see going by there, the GT3 Powell right on the back door on track of Nickerson. as Nickerson is right behind Kevin Peak here, so he's looking to take 5th position away there. Tilford now 2.7 seconds behind Nickerson. Those we are now under 10 minutes to go. Battle up here up front, Dom being 8.3 seconds ahead of Mason. However, last lap, Mason closing that gap down by about 2 seconds. Dom having to dodge a little bit of traffic there. But Mason on the back door of Tim Thompson, catching him during the Lesmos. Not a great section of track to catch a GT3 on if you're in a GTP. Showing Tim Ponzi from the lead here going down pit lane. So, there we go. Let's see, what is Ponzi in for? He is supposedly, according to my thing, been into the pits twice now. I did not think that GTP or GT3s would have to pit twice here tonight. As he is back out on track. And he did, in fact, release the lead to Jake Browder. As you can see, there is the gap, right about 7 seconds. So it will be interesting to see what the time difference will be between these guys. All right, here. So, looks like Alan Elwood only 2.7 back there from Ponzi. You can kind of see almost in the same frame here. If we go out to TV1, you will in fact see him in the same frame. So, looks like Tyler Bramble getting around Leo Vittel in there. Or is that Leo going, hey, I guess he had to pit. So, Bramble with about 18-second gap trying to catch Craig Potter. Not going to think you're going to do that unless he gets a mistake. Kevin Peak here. Sorry. Yeah, Nickerson on the back door of Peak still looking for that 5th position. Tilford maintaining about 2 seconds back there. I saw a front bumper back there. Oh no. Showing a crash from Mason Smith here. See what happened. Oh, getting into, that was, who is that there? That is the 288. That would be, where's my numbers? 2. The Curtis Began there. They're making contact coming out of Ascari. That's gotta hurt. That's gonna push Mason down to 7th position. So, but that looks like they have, let's see, about a 6-minute gap between the on-track times. So Mason should be able to still maintain a position ahead of all the GT3s. That has promoted Nick Terrell in the Scooby-Doo machine to a podium position there. Checking back on our podium here. Alan Elwood being the last podium spot here as Dominique Ford goes around him. Dominique now with a, let's see, what is that? 31-second gap for all intents and purposes on 2nd place, Brandon. Or sorry, that was Brandon in the same frame. Nick, yeah, Nick is only 1.86 back, so maybe Nick can make up a little time, maybe catch a mistake from Brandon. There's still a battle to be seen there. And here, Kevin Peak, Nickerson, gap down to about 0.3 of a second. Getting close enough if he gets a good draft to be able to possibly launch it down into turn one. We'll keep an eye on this one. See if Nixon makes some fireworks happen down the long front straight here. You can see Dave Tilford in the back there. Dave hoping for a little bit of drama to close that gap back. As down into turn one, Nickerson plays it safe and just stays on the back bumper. So looking elsewhere here, looks like Michael Viglio and Leo Vitalen. Sorry, yep, that's the right two. Yes. Okay. SDK was showing me a weird thing between the two, but looks like Leo got around Michael there. So let's see any other close battles here. You have Curtis about 4 seconds, but Curtis is coming into the pits here. Let's see. Yep, Nick Terrell is still around that 2 to 3 second gap there on Brandon. Avi Tsubasa, nice 4th place so far. About 24 seconds back off the back of Nick. Casey Catola there, kind of doing his thing. Mason Smith coming out. If he wants 5th position, he's going to need to make up a minute and 1 second. Mason's good, but I don't think you're doing that in a little over 2 minutes. Yeah, Chris, we miss having you here on the track as well. I'm going to have to evaluate how I'm doing my stuff here, actually. There, we can do that. Sorry. Changed my microphone position, and the chat has been covered by the microphone boom. So, yes, Park, Rip Mason. Says we will check back in here. The closest battle on track still between Nickerson and Peak. Actually, looks like Lawrence and Derek Booker here is the closest battle here on track. They are half a second apart. So a little bit of a conga line there. Booker appears to be pulling the gap out over Lawrence there, as we will jump back and watch Nickerson here as these guys try to make it through traffic. See if Nickerson can make something happen for that bid for 4th position. Getting around Nathan's sides there, the both of them. So that has put Kevin Peak up into 4th and Nickerson in 5th. So if Nickerson makes this pass work, that would give him up to 4th position. Oh, is that, yeah, Carlos running into the grass there. Yep, dirty tires kind of taking a little bit of a brown pants moment possibly. We'll go back in here. And that has opened the gap out to 1 second there between Kevin Peak and Nick Nickerson. And we have the checkered flag already. That's interesting. I guess Dominique crossed the line. Oh, he had it, yeah. So Dominique must have crossed the line within 1 second there of the time being over. So that is the closest to an hour race I have ever seen finish up. Let's see. So looking through here, should be no changes unless... Yep. So your closest battle here will be Nick Nickerson trying to get onto the back of Kevin Peak. Really only going to have one kind of opportunity, and that's going to be to make a move coming out of Ascari possibly, or into Ascari. As Bono would say, hammer time. So definitely the closest battle on the track here to be watching. We'll go to the results screen here shortly. We'll see how these two can finish it up. Nick looking like he's got a little bit of a run there. Check the nose cam here on Nick. Actually, let's do the, yeah, from kind of Nick's eye view of what this last pass might look like. Is he gonna have enough? No, runs it a little wide. That's gonna give fourth position definitely to Kevin Peak there. Kevin is having down 7 positions. Oh, there must have been some non-qualifying GTPs there ahead of him. So let's go back out there. And I believe that is going to be everybody finishing now. Yep, we should have results here very shortly. Let's pull that up real quick. Race results. Dominique Ford taking your win. What we're actually going to do is we're going to do the GTP class first here. We're not going to do overalls. I'm not sure why, and I just realized GT3 and GTP have been reversed. It says GT3, but no, that is GTP for Dominique Ford taking the win. Brandon, 32 seconds behind him. Nick Terrell, 36 seconds back from Dominique Ford. But that's your top 3. Then you have Abi Fishervossam in 4th, Casey Catola in 5th, Mason Smith in 6th. After that heartbreaking little incident there towards the end, Carlos Padilla in 7th, Thaddeus Marshall in 8th, and Sahaj Patiar in 9th. Now we will go over to our GT3, not GTP. Our results here. Jake Browder taking home the win tonight. Tim Ponzi in 2nd. Alan Elwood in 3rd. Kevin Peak in 4th. Nick Nickerson in 5th. Nathan Sides in 6th. Dave Tilford in 7th. Craig Potter in 8th. Tyler Bramble in 9th. Taylor Schaefer in 10th. Leo Vitalen in 11th. Michael Viglio in 12th. Derek Booker in 13th. Lawrence Shaughnessy in 14th, Powell Casca in 15th, Sean Connors in 16th, Tim Thompson in 17th, Joe Sullivan in 18th. Let's see. 19th will be John Crane, CJ Conklin in 20th, Curtis Began in 21st. 22nd will be Jake Walker, 23rd, Theodore Bagham, 24th, Sean Goodwin, 25th, Nico Garcia, and 26th, Brian Robertson. All right, let's find our GT3s here. Let's see. Let's go back here. Scroll back a little bit. That's quarter speed TV 3. That's generally the tight one. We will clear these things here, and let's go try to pull some people into the broadcast booth here to have some interviews. What do we got? Yep, this will be 3rd place. Alan, this is John in the booth. You get a copy.
I got you, John.
So, how was that race for you tonight? Were you expecting a 3rd, or?
Not necessarily with the pace I showed in practice. I really didn't get any laps before then, so it was kind of my first time seeing the track with this car, and you know, I put in some solid times. I felt like a top 5 was in the cards, because you know, in an hour race, you're bound to expect somebody to probably go off, and you know, fortunately for me, there was a couple incidents that probably got me up there, but had some good battles in the beginning, and it was fun trying to chase Tim down. He just, you know, he doesn't make a mistake, so you gotta hit your marks, and there's a couple times where I didn't, and ultimately I think that was the difference on that second run. I just kind of lost time and couldn't quite make it up in that 3rd. So all in all, a fun night, really fun track, and but it's seems simple, but it's challenging at the same time with all the chicanes and stuff. So no, I enjoyed it.
Definitely a case of having to hit your braking markers perfect. It's one of those tracks I love driving it, but I am not fast here. My best would be like a 149, and I see y'all were down in the 148s pretty handily for some fast laps. So congratulations on being better than the broadcaster for this one.
Thanks.
But yes, as you were saying, yeah, Ponzi, very rarely does he put a foot wrong. So, definitely, I mean, looking down through some of the people you beat, Nickerson and Tilford and, a few other guys back there in GT3, not slouches. So definitely for a podium tonight, very good job.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at these. I come from the oval side, so road racing isn't necessarily my forte. But I'm trying to learn it, and these cars are a load of fun, and learn the tracks I haven't really gotten to race before. So Monza's one of those, and I enjoy the speed aspect of it. But yeah, there's definitely some challenging parts to it, and it's a lot of fun for sure.
Well, congratulations on the podium tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that number 5 machine?
Yes, real quick. First, you here in the booth, John. Appreciate you being here tonight and doing the broadcast for us, and everybody here at the league. So far, a few weeks in, love it here. It's been great. Great racing, great people. So really enjoying it here. And Simrat Market, main sponsor. I'm one of the designers there. If you're looking for a base, get yourself started painting. Simratmarket.com. Get yourself a couple bases and start learning how to paint, and in no time we'll have you up and running in that. And lastly, with the team, Elwood Design Esports, Nico was in the field tonight. Didn't quite have the luck he was looking for. He had really good pace. Wish he would have put a qualifying time down and get to really show what he was about. Otherwise, pretty solid night for the team, I'd say, with me getting a podium, and looking forward to next week.
All right. Well, see, next week we are coming from. Where do we have next week? It is. Wait, that's premiere.
Catalonia, maybe?
Is it Catalonia? I thought Catalonia. Yes, it is. I think that's going to be the one rain possible race for the season. So,
oh Lord,
done any practice in rain? So it should be interesting. So hopefully we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, John.
All right. Let's bring our second place, Tim Ponzi, in. Tim, this is John in the booth. You get a copy.
I got you, John. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right now.
I got the wife here. You want to say hi? Oh no, she's running away.
Well, as always, when you're talking with Alan, you very rarely put a foot wrong, and second place tonight. Jake just have a little bit too much pace for you.
Oh yeah. He was smoking on this track. I had nothing for him. Yeah, I didn't get much practice in. I like Monza, but I've never been very fast here, like really fast. And I usually have bad luck, so unfortunately I came together with Nick, and that's usually me, what happens to me here. So I feel bad, but I locked him up. There was nothing I could do. I got into the back of him and turned him.
Yeah, I see, a couple of the top 3 there all running Ferraris tonight. Did you feel that was the strong car for the event, or?
I had, like I said, I painted that thing. I was going to run Lambo, and I really had no time to test. I was actually practicing for Le Mans, and I missed that race last night, so all my practice this week went out the window. I got about 3 different car tests in for here. I thought it was going to be the Lambo, and it definitely wasn't the Lambo. So I just threw a paint job on this thing and rolled the dice. So it seemed to be all right.
It's a good looking paint job. If you did that in just no time at all, you did good.
Yeah, except for the banners. That's all right.
Oh,
I get it.
Parks already had that fixed. It says gold.
Oh, he fixed it before. He fixed it before the race.
It's overwritten on my end.
Nice. Parks is the man. Thanks,
Yeah,
Parks.
I was getting Parks to help me fix that right when I was like, okay, good, everything's perfect. All right, let me start the stream to do this, and I'm like, what is using 12 gigabytes of RAM? Oh crap! Well, I got 15 minutes. Let me reboot the computer real quick just to clear any possible issues before this thing.
Oh, we had no technical difficulties tonight?
About 25 minutes of black screen, just waiting for the computer to reboot, sitting there watching the Windows thing. But after that, everything went wonderful. It's something about this series. I don't know. It'll be figured out. I'm gonna have to answer to Carl for the what is the word I'm looking for? Amateur hour. I'm already waiting for that one.
He'll never know. He'll never know.
Well, congratulations on second. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 46 machine?
Vigsy Motorsports. Some of the guys coming over, and we're gonna work on getting faster together. And my brother, man, almost cracked the top 10 tonight, so he's getting some speed. And thanks to you guys, man. Yeah, thanks to you, John. You're doing a hell of a job running solo on this thing, man. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate it, and yeah, definitely, it's a little bit of a stacked field when it comes to everybody's pace. At least I know everyone's ratings don't always show their true potential, but it's there's definitely some fast guys in here.
There is.
Looking forward to a wet Catalunya.
It's going to be wet. Nice.
It's the one where it's a possibility.
But yeah, I like Barcelona. It's a fast, good rhythm. You can get into a groove. It's hard to get into a groove here. If you get out of it, man, it takes you a while to get back into it. There, it's more of a flowy track, and I do like it.
The good news is Carl will never make us run the F1 chicane at the end. It's always the historic with the big sweeper.
Yeah, I don't know. They're both good, but I do like just taking the outside instead of cutting.
All right, well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll catch you next week.
All right, bring your umbrellas.
Fun. All right, we'll bring our GT3 winner in. Jake, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, John. How's it going?
I'm going all right. You know, did not expect to see a BMW winning it tonight. Generally not the best car when it comes to just straight line speed.
Yeah, I was struggling at the start to get away from Nick, and after I broke the toe, I seemed to just break away after that. But he was keeping with me in that toe. I couldn't get away from him.
Yeah, the Porsche is it's interesting. I kind of expected to see more Porsches doing well, but it looked like the Ferraris may have had the top end advantage here tonight.
Yeah, last week when I was running the weekly races, all the Ferraris were doing pretty well at this track.
Well, the good news is it wasn't night, so you didn't have to rely on the horrible BMW headlights.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I know it snuck up on everybody last week for that, so it was nice to be able to see everyone's liveries tonight.
Yeah.
So, you know, first place tonight, are you looking forward to next week at Catalunya?
I am. I don't even have the track, I don't think so. I have to get some practice on it.
Oh, well, you might want to make sure you practice in the rain. I think that's the one where there's a decent chance of actually getting some wet weather.
Okay, cool.
So, do you have fun in the rain, or is that an acquired taste you haven't quite found yet?
I do not like the rain. I ran a couple of the wet races here in Monza last week, and it was brutal. The rain's just a different animal in this game. The model's perfect, in my opinion, but it's hard, man.
Oh, it's one of those. It's absolutely terrifying. I enjoy it just because I really love running the dirt road side of things where the car's sliding around all the time.
Yeah.
So in the rain, it's kind of like running that. So I'm used to the car just moving around upon you randomly.
Yeah,
so it can be fun for me. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if it gets wet, how the field gets shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Hopefully it's not too heavy. A light rain I could deal with, but that heavy rain is a different animal.
Anyway, you want to give a shout out to on that number 74 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Yes, sir, Mr. 101, Kevin Peak. You know it, KJ Racing, baby.
Well, again, congratulations, and we will hopefully catch you in the next week.
Thank you, John. Have a good night.
All right. Looking like Nick Terrell is not in chat here tonight for his interview, so we are going to skip over to second place. Brandon, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you. What's up, John?
So how do you pronounce your last name before I proceed to just demolish it for the rest of the season?
Maciejewski.
Okay, so completely, I will apologize. It's pretty bad.
That's okay.
All right, well, you know, Unfortunately, it looks like Mason had a little bit of difficulty with some traffic, but took you from third to second. So, other than that, how was the race for you tonight?
I was just talking with Tim, and I mean, it was kind of hectic out there. A lot of traffic, really spread out GTDs, GT3s, and you had to be on your game. You had to be paying attention and just thinking like 3 corners ahead, trying to weave your way through and try not to take anybody out or yourself in the process. But I hate that for Mason because he was way ahead and he was having a really good race. But I can't remember what lap it was. My spotter crew chief came over and said, "Hey, you're P2," and I was like, "Whoa, what?" So unfortunate for him. I'm sure he'll bounce back though.
Oh yeah, Mason is one of those that. I mean, he only finished 6th, so considering he had to make an extra pit stop, and I mean, because between there's a little bit of a gap between you and Mason, but Nick was right there on your tail pretty much all night as well.
Yeah, we got kind of unlucky with some of the traffic slowing us down, but I mean that's multi-class racing in a nutshell. You're going to get traffic good sometimes, you're going to get it bad, and it looked like Nick was getting the good end of the traffic, and we just every high speed corner where we could make up time, we were having to slow down for the GT3s, but we all made it through and we were able to hold them off at the end.
Well, congratulations on second. Are you looking forward to Catalunya next week?
It should be a good time. I think the forecast is looking a little wet, so
So
hopefully
how do you feel about
tires
GTPs in the rain? Because I will say I like the rain, but not in a GT3 or GTP. Sorry.
You ever try to wear ice skates on concrete? That's about how they feel. But I think as long as we just take our time and try to get through, even with the traffic, we should be all right, and hopefully stay out of trouble early and have a good
I would have
race.
turned that around the other way. I would have said it'd be like wearing concrete shoes on ice.
It might be.
But again, congratulations on second place tonight, and hopefully we will catch you next week.
Yeah, sounds good, John.
All right. We'll bring our winner, Dominique Ford, in here. Dom, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
Going all right. So, catching you with another win here tonight. Looks like, you just had a pace advantage over Mason and Brandon and the entire field there. How was picking your way through the traffic for being the leader?
It was rough. Not as rough as some other drivers that I've heard. But
yeah, Mason got a little demotion after having some contact with one of the GT3s. So, you hate to see it, but it is multi-class racing, and there will always be a few incidents here and there.
Yeah, it's really sad for Mason. He, really had the pace out there. I was hoping, maybe we could have a fight at some point in the race, but it just wasn't there. I don't know. I felt like, the race was going smoothly. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Thaddeus had an incident early in the race. It was more traffic, and I don't know. It was just a rough race, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, Monza has that ability because, with the long straights and some of the severe braking zones, a few little misjudgments kind of hurt real bad.
Yeah, true.
I think Nick even had to probably take care of some wheel damage, showing that he pitted. What was it? Twice. I didn't think the GT3s would have to pit twice. So
I'm not sure. I thought they would. I think they pit twice at the first race we did, first race of the season.
okay.
So
Well, normally they
maybe
get
we'll have
about
to do it.
30 minutes on a tank, so I figured they get away with once, but maybe not.
Yeah, I guess not.
So next week being Catalunya and the possibility of rain, you looking forward to it, or
Absolutely
wanting
not.
to run?
Running, the second option for sure. If this race goes terribly, this will definitely be my drop race because there's no way Catalunya with rain, with fixed setup GTPs, with the really low TC is going to end well for anybody. Maybe
So-
the GT3s will get some action, but
So here's the secret: just go ahead and set your pedal so that it can only go to like 75% throttle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something, put something out of my sleeve because it ain't looking too hot.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. You want to give a shout out on that 91 machine before we let you go?
Shout out to you like always. I know you're up here by yourself, kudos to you. I go back and I watch the race and it's always awesome hearing you comment over our supposed racing skills we have out here. I don't know if today was the best demonstration of that, but always try to show my best and do my best out there. Shout out to the whole field again. Today was another rough race, but hopefully we can get better. Maybe some people will learn a little bit more on how to race in IMSA, maybe get some passing going on. Next week is going to be very rough with the rain introduced into the equation. But I mean, hopefully we can get a good race going on.
Well, yeah, that's always the hope. And again, congratulations, and we will hopefully catch you next week.
Thank you. Catch you next week. Have a good night.
So that was our winner, Dominique Ford. Let's pull the results up here one more time. For GT3, not GTP. Your top guys here: Jake Browder in first, Tim Ponzi in second, Alan Elwood in third, Kevin Peake in fourth, Nick Nickerson in fifth, Nathan Sides in sixth, Dave Tilford in seventh, Craig Potter in eighth, Tyler Bramble in ninth, and Taylor Schaefer rounding out your top 10 over in GTP, even though I'm going to throw SDK out the window. Dominique Ford taking home the win tonight. Brandon, I'll work with them next week on that one. In second, Nick Terrell in third, Avi Visrivasan coming in fourth, Casey Catola in fifth, Mason Smith in sixth, Carlos Padilla in seventh, Thaddeus Marshall in eighth, and Sahaj Padiyar in ninth. And so from everybody here in Core Racing, we appreciate it. We made it to 1,000 this week, so congratulations. If you check our Discord, if you have subscribed, the 1,000th winner won a CRN t-shirt. Carl had posted who that was, so if you are, get in touch with Carl and he will get that to you. But we will see y'all next week.